Hello and welcome to News Cycle here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. A reminder that we are on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. The Secretary to the Government of Federation, Senator George Nkume, has reaffirmed President Bola Tinubu's administration commitment to the socio-economic growth of the country. Nkume said this during a distribution of startup kits to 689 graduates of National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission in the Youth Transformation Program in Benue State. The Secretary to the Government of Federation was represented by his Chief of Staff Simon Togu, highlighting various government initiatives including a youth vocational training program, which he described as life-changing. He explained that the program had its grand launch in Minna, Niger State, with a distribution of 365 startup kits to graduates, followed by a similar distribution in Jos Plateau State. The Defense Headquarters has confirmed the emergence of a new terrorist group known as Lukaras in the northwestern part of the country. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, disclosed this while briefing newsmen on military operations in Abuja. He said that the new terror group originated in the Republic of Niger after the recent coup, which disrupted the military cooperation between Nigeria and Nigeria, explaining that the terrorists began infiltrating northern areas of Sokoto and Kebbi State from the Niger Republic and Mali. The Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaru, and his counterpart, Bello Matawalle, have condoled with President Tinubu over the demise of Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Labaja, who passed away on Tuesday night. Sambolo D has the details.
The Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaru, described the death of Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Lagbaja, as tragic and a great loss to the nation. He described the late Chief of Army Staff as a gallant officer and a warrior who served in so many theaters and performed credibly at service. Badaru prayed for the repose of Lieutenant General Lagbaja's soul.
He was a gallant officer, very, very hardworking. He was indeed a warrior. He has served in so many theaters and have done commendably well. It's a very sad loss for the country. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to receive him.
Also, the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, lauded the courage service to the nation. He described Lieutenant General Lagbaja as a great loss and condoled with his family and the nation.
He's a gallant officer and it's a great loss to this nation, and all we can say is to God to bless the family, and we assure Nigerians that we'll continue praying for the demise of Lagbaja, and we sending our condolences to the family of the deceased and Mr. President, because it's a great loss to this nation.
The acting Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, expressed regret following the death of Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Lagbaja.
The entire Nigerian army is actually in a very sorrowful mood, having lost our leader, Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja. This was someone that gave his all to Nigeria. He was a selfless leader. Then I want to enjoin Nigerians. For someone that have given all to his all to Nigeria, we need to celebrate him. So in that, I think I want Nigerians to actually celebrate him for the good job he did while alive.
President Bola Tinubu had on Wednesday rescheduled the Federal Executive Council meeting to a yet-to-be-announced date to mourn the late Chief of Army Staff. Initially scheduled for today, the council meeting was postponed in honor of Lieutenant General Lagbaja, the Chief of Army Staff who passed away on Tuesday night. After announcing the postponement at the council chamber, Vice President Kashim Shettima led other council members in observing a 1-minute silence in honor of the late Army Chief. Samuel Odi, reporting for Global Television News.
The presidency has sought to allay concerns regarding the safety of compressed natural gas-powered vehicles recently introduced in Nigeria as an alternative to petrol-powered cars. The special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, dismissed these fears in a post on X while responding to reports of Malaysia's plan to phase out CNG-powered vehicles by 2025. It was earlier reported that Malaysian government announced plans to phase out CNG vehicles and end the sale of natural vehicles by July 2025. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Petugan, has ordered officers and men of the Nigerian Police Force to wear black bands for a 7-day mourning, the period in honor of the late Chief of Army Staff, Labaja. This directive, issued through the Force Public Relations Officer Moyowa, aims to pay tribute to Labaja's gallantry, dedication, and passion in fighting violent crimes and insurgency in Nigeria. Labaja, appointed by President Tinubu on July 19, 2023, passed away at the age of 56 after a prolonged illness. His contributions to the country's security and well-being have been recognized nationally, with President Tinubu directing that Nigeria's national flags be flown at half-mast for 7 days across the country to mourn its passing. The Cross River State chapter of Magistrate Association of Nigeria has threatened to down tools should the state governor, Senator Bassey Otu, fail to clear the backlog of salary arrears owed its members since 2015. The magistrate also gave the governor 7 days ultimatum to hit their demand, as failure to meet the demands will lead to the commencement of an industrial action which will disrupt the court operations in the state. The association's chairman in the Cross River State, Godwin Onah, gave the warning during the association's General Congress in Calabar. He said the warning became necessary following the level of insensitivity exhibited by the state government regarding the association's welfare. He urged the state governor to fulfill all the state obligations for the smooth functioning of justice system. Now, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State has called on President Bola Tinubu to reconsider the recently proposed tax reform bills, calling for it to be reviewed with a focus on unity rather than division. Mohammed, while speaking to BBC Hausa Service, also appealed to the President to hold the bill's progress and conduct a wide consultations to ensure the welfare and balance before being passed into law. This is coming as it proposes particularly the shift to the derivative-based model for distributing value-added tax sparked strong objection from the northern governors and traditional leaders, as they argue that the model would disproportionately disadvantage the less industrialized regions, especially the northern state. Governor Mohammed, however, warned that the proposed tax reforms will worsen the economic hardship already faced by many northern states. Adopted Catholic priest Reverend Father Thomas Oyede of Catholic Diocese Auchi in Edo State has been released after spending 11 days in captivity. According to report, Reverend Father Oyede was released by his abductors, who were said to have dropped him along the road where he was picked by members of the diocese. Although reports could not confirm the Reverend's release, as the police and the Catholic Diocese of the Auchi did not respond to message sent to the State Police Command's spokesperson, SP Moses Yamu. Reverend Father Peter Gel, the Director of Communication in Catholic Diocese of Auchi, a social media post by a Catholic member confirmed his release. Kano State Governor Bayo Yusuf has urged the Nigerian Medical Association to suspend its strike action. The Kano State Governor gave their warning, saying that it could endanger the lives of over 20 million Kano residents who depend on medical services. While expressing his disappointment over the NMS's decision to strike, he urged the decision to allow due process to take its course. They had issues in a 40-hour ultimatum to the state government to dismiss the commissioners threatening to go on strike if the demand was not met. Ahead of the November 16 Ondo governorship election, the Independent National Electoral Commission has confirmed that sensitive election materials will arrive in Akure by November 12. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu, while addressing stakeholders at a pre-election meeting held in Akure, made the announcement, stressing that the electoral body is committed to a well-organized and credible election process. He said that all sensitive materials, including the ballots and results sheet, will be delivered to the Central Bank of Nigeria Akure branch by early next week. According to Yakubu, the election materials will be inspected by political party representatives and all the stakeholders to ensure transparency before being distributed to local government and wards across the state. A major redeployment of top generals in the Nigerian Army is imminent following the date of Chief of Army Staff Labaja. A report gathered says President Tinubu will soon pronounce the newly promoted Lieutenant General Oloyede as a substantive Chief of Army Staff. that it was learned would be subjected to the confirmation of the Senate, after which there might be reshuffling in the army. 3 minors detained in Borno State for allegedly participating in end-bad governance protests remain in custody despite the recent directive from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ordering their immediate release. President Tinubu's directive issued 3 days ago led to the release of minors held in Abuja, but the Borno Minors Defense Council, Barrister Yakubu Alhaji Adamu, said they are still held in the juvenile facility in Maiduguri following a court order. The minors were initially arraigned before Justice Aisha Mohammed Ali at the State High Court 10 in Maiduguri, where they released not guilty, and the judge subsequently ordered their remand in the facility and adjourned the case to November 18, 2024. Salamtu Idrisa from the Borno State Ministry of Justice Public Prosecution Office said they have not yet received any formal communications regarding the minors' release. Now you're watching the news cycle on Global TV, coming to live from Nigeria's capital. When the news cycle returns, Oyo State approves 15 billion naira for the rehabilitation of Bodija, Amolote and Agodi roads in Ibadan. We'll bring details of these as well as business and foreign stories after this short break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us on News Cycle. Down to business, the Oyo State government has committed over 15 billion naira for the rehabilitations and asphaltic improvement of Bodija, Amolote and Agodi roads in Ibadan. The State Commissioner for Public Works and Transport, Professor Daudi, made the disclosure after the 12th State Executive Council meeting held in Ibadan. He shared details about the newly approved road project, emphasizing the government focus on improving road networks in both residential neighborhoods and busy areas. Professor Sangodijin further explained that the decision to rehabilitate the roads aligns with the Governor Seyi Makinde's commitment to improving infrastructure, and especially following the January 17 explosion incident in the area. And now, in order to improve access to reliable HIV testing and support Nigeria's fight against the spread of HIV and AIDS, the federal government has signed a memorandum of understanding with China-based 14 Biotech Limited to begin local production of HIV diagnostic kit in Nigeria. Director General of the National Agency for Control of AIDS, Dr. Temitope Olori, made the announcement in Abuja as the 14 donated 4,000 HIV test kits in preparation for the World AIDS Day. This partnership, according to her, is set to also encourage local manufacturing of HIV diagnostic while strengthening the healthcare self-sufficiency in the country. And on the foreign scene, the United States Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris has conceded defeat following the decisive victory for the Republican candidate Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election. According to a senior aide, Harris called Trump to congratulate him and discuss the importance of peaceful transfer of power and being a president for everyone in the country. In a phone call, Harris reportedly expressed a commitment to unity, urging the country to come together. She is scheduled to deliver remarks later today in Washington, D.C., marking her first public statement since her projected loss. European auto giant has said it will lay off 1,100 workers at the Jeep factory in Toledo. This is an effort to regain its competitive edge as it struggles with the falling sales. The Sterling 14 buying group that includes the Peugeot, Fiat and the Q-Star said in a statement that it will move from 2-shift to 1-shift operations at the Toledo South Assembly Plant in 2025. It added that another 400 employees will be transferred to a third-party service provider, noting that there are difficult but necessary actions to take in order to enable the company to regain its competitive edge and eventually return production to prior levels. On sports, Saudi Pro League club Al Ahly are preparing to part ways with Brazilian superstar Neymar with Liverpool Mohamed Salah and the Al Nassr's Cristiano Ronaldo reportedly among their target as potential replacement. Neymar, who joined the Al Ahly for 90 million euros from the PSG 18 months ago, has struggled with injuries, including the recent ACL setbacks, which has kept him sidelined for much of his time at the club. According to report, the hourly frustration is with Neymar's injuries problems, which has led them to consider terminating his contract as early as January. And more on the sports, Manchester United and Chelsea are reportedly leading the race to sign Sporting Lisbon striker Victor, with the Swedish forward enjoying a remarkable run of form. According to reports, United and Chelsea appear to be the front runners in the chase for him, with the Telegraph suggesting that his transfer fee could drop for a bargain of 63 million euros next summer. He has scored 9 goals in its last 3 appearances and boasts a total of 23 goals in 17 games across all competitions this season, attracting the attention of top clubs across Europe. Although his release clause is higher, Sporting reportedly willing to negotiate a discount, making the 26-year-old an attractive option. That's the package of news cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital. A reminder that we are on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. You can watch us and follow us on social media at Global TV NG. I am Medican Michael. Many thanks for watching. See you again.